Kia ora and welcome to Cinema in Context, where we discuss all things film and the connections between. My name's Sarah Watt.
I'm William Chen.
And I'm Jeremy Downing.
And each month in Cinema in Context, we discuss two films, one current release and one retrospective, with some connection. It could be the same director, the same actor, or a similar theme. This month, we're discussing One Battle After Another, which came out this year, 2025, and it's directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, and we are doing an old film of his, Punch Drunk Love, from
2002.
Good Lord, 23 years prior. The connection, as I've said, being that they're both directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, but there are more connections to come.
Did he write both of them as well? I mean, I know one's an adaptation, but
Yes.
he wrote the script, right?
He did. As usual at Cinema in Context, we like to speak freely and verbosely. Therefore, there will be some spoilers from both of these films. So if you haven't seen one or the other and are hoping to, please pause this and return to it. Otherwise, kick back and enjoy.
I also think I can't promise I won't or we won't talk about spoilers for other PTA, Paul Thomas Anderson films.
Absolutely, and other films generally. So if you are spoiler averse,
Watch movies.
that's right.
Watch them all.
Because if you haven't seen them, what on earth have you been doing with your time? So anyway, who wants to kick us off by telling us a bit about One Battle After Another?
Right, well, One Battle After Another is the latest offering, as mentioned, from Paul Thomas Anderson, writer, director extraordinaire. I might also mention Mr. Maya Rudolph. And they've got multiple children together. As multiple children is what happens when you have more than one. But yeah, so his latest film, One Battle After Another, is a satire on the state of America. It's based on a novel by Thomas Pynchon, Vineland. And I haven't read that novel, so I don't know how close it adheres to it. But it follows a couple of different characters. Notably, Perfidia Beverly Hills, played by Teyana Taylor, a activist, a left wing, what do you call it, freedom fighter, who is fighting for the release of refugees and immigrants, fighting against big corporations and corruption. And she works alongside a team of people, including Bob, who is a weapons and explosive expert, played by Leonardo DiCaprio. And I think you have to kind of spoil a bit of this movie to even explain the premise, right? Because the first half is their relationship, or the first part is their relationship. They have a child together. Perfidia leaves that child with Leonardo DiCaprio. She grows up hearing the kind of musings and fears of her father. And the story really kicks off when this young woman is kidnapped by Colonel Stephen J. Lockjaw, played by Sean Penn. And it's sort of a Finding Nemo, get the kid back story from that point on.
16 years on, it becomes a revenge movie, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeremy. William, tell us about Punch Drunk Love. What were we thinking when we decided to pair these films?
What were we thinking? Well, ladies and gents, Jeremy, Sarah, guys. So recently, I watched a rare film by PTA that's set in contemporary times. He doesn't make a lot of these, right? And it features a famous actor playing against type as a highly strung dolt in a constant state of bewilderment who kind of wanders through a Californian dreamscape. And when his girl is imperiled by a self-aggrandizing blonde loser while he is a man on a mission. Right. So, Punch Drunk Love, as we'll soon see, there's a lot of similarities between these movies, and on surface, or at face value, there doesn't seem to be.
Yeah.
It is a Paul Thomas Anderson original. It basically came about because he wanted to do something very, very small, or relatively small scale, and more intimate after Magnolia, which is a sprawling, epic.
And Boogie Nights, right? Which is pretty sprawling as well.
Yeah. And so this is a 90-minute, it's tight, it's a romantic comedy, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And it stars Adam Sandler as Barry Egan. Now, Adam Sandler to this point had been just the rude guy from SNL. He had done all sorts of pretty lowbrow comedies, and this was his first big opportunity to be an actor, right? To be in something meaningful. And I think It's a wonderful piece of casting. Also stars the wonderful Emily Watson as Lena, his love interest.
Who is basically the epitome of dramatic acting, and particularly in this era, so interesting pairing.
Yes.
And she gets to play it light.
And of course, I mean, your mate and mine, and obviously PTA's mate, may he rest in peace, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Appears halfway through the movie as the antagonist, and is just, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
No man chews scenery like this man.
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful, nutty, weird, off-putting little tale about this sad dude who finds love, and love gives him the strength to get through life.
Nice.
Well, there's the connection.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening to another episode.
I just think about the scene with Paul Thomas Anderson. No, not Paul Thomas Anderson. Philip Seymour Hoffman. And these triple barrel names, eh?
Yeah.
At the end, where Adam Sandler storms into the carpet place, the
The mattress
place,
Mattress
and they stand off literally against each other, and it's almost like a battle of actor prowess, or there's like this. They literally stare each other down, I think, and that's the conflict resolved. And it's like, wow, because Philip Seymour Hoffman is such a powerhouse, and then Adam Sandler fully holds his own.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Okay, he won that.
Yeah. It's almost like Philip Seymour Hoffman's character in that is just full of bluster.
Yeah.
And actually, because he is frightening, he's inherently frightening.
Yeah.
And I think, here's one of the connections, Sean Penn, who I thought was splendid in One Battle After Another. Now, I've never felt that Sean Penn can put a foot wrong. Let's be clear. I think he's a tremendous actor, and he is inherently frightening. And Colonel Stephen Lockjaw,
Great name.
what a Pynchon-esque name, which incidentally PTA came up with. It's not part of Vineland. He is inherently, by his status as a military man and his physical bulk, and the role that he's playing in terms of running after or going on the hunt for this small child, which is not a small child, she's a 16-year-old girl, but you know what I mean. And yet so vulnerable and so easily crushed, even by, why is your t-shirt so tight?
Yeah.
Or just whatever little put down.
Why are you so rude?
Yeah. And it's just a wonderful aspect of Paul Thomas Anderson that he subverts, always, doesn't he? Subverts character cliches and expectations.
Yeah.
I have seen all of his films up until I haven't seen Phantom Thread because I was so frustrated. El Licorice Pizza, because I was so disappointed with the other one. What's that one? Inherent Vice. But everything else, I was a big PTA fan unapologetically for a long time. But I hadn't seen Punch Drunk Love in a long time, and so rewatching it this week, I'd forgotten most of the story.
Yeah, me too.
And I didn't even remember the sex hotline plot point, narrative, storyline. And I just didn't remember where it was going. And I remember enjoying that film, but thinking, oh yeah, it's okay. But this time, thoroughly enjoyed it. Just had such a blast. And I put it on like a Monday night at like 4:30, thinking, okay, let's just get this film out of the way so I can watch stuff I really want to watch after dinner. And I just was completely enthralled and went on to my IMDb to kind of change my rating to a 10 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
And I'd already given it a 10 out of 10. So
good Lord. So you'd appreciated it at the time.
Just sort of forgotten. But it's just wonderful. I think the whole, he's playing with these symbols of love. It really reminded me of David Lynch, especially that opening sequence where the car crash happens and the harmonium is plonked down. But what a wonderful extrapolation of a meet cute, right? Because it happens immediately before Emily Watson wanders into his life. And just the play with kind of highbrow metaphor and symbols and just the kind of domestic frustrations of running a business and your sister's annoying you.
Yeah.
And, it's a wonderful time. I love this film.
He's like, and listeners, we are going to call him PTA because it takes far too long. Otherwise, PTA's characters, they're always sort of, I want to say ratcheted up to 11, but it isn't that they are over the top. They are absolutely realistic, naturalistic, and then just pushed a little bit far.
A little bit
so that you know that if you met the Emily Watson character, she's believable and naturalistic, but also just that little bit quirky, and he's just that little bit neurotic without it being a typical sort of Happy Gilmore-esque kind of character, you know what I mean? Ridiculousness. And again, the subversion of the fact that Emily Watson, like, I don't know about you, but the whole way through, because I'd seen it before, it's one of my husband's favourite films. It is absolutely not one of mine, for reasons we'll get into, but because I find it excruciating. But you know, I was like, oh yeah, is she genuine or not genuine? Has she been put up to it? A little bit like in True Romance, you know, when we find out that the sister is trying to recommend her. Is she, not exactly is she working for the baddies, but she could be. And then to have the reveal at the end that actually she has pursued him the whole time. And she's so unconditionally loving and caring. You never get that from anything, from any narrative ever. So kind of... yeah, just kind of super beautiful.
I did like seeing the agency of her character. Whether it's believable or not is something we can discuss. But in terms of, you know, she has that moment where she walks away and then she walks back and she says, "Can we go out for dinner?" or whatever she says.
Yeah.
And the phone call when he leaves the apartment. It's like, you know, I really want to kiss you right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's the one that kind of drives it. And oh my gosh, can we talk about the moment? I forgot about it. When he's in Hawaii and he's talking on the phone, and then she answers. He's trying to get hold of her in the hotel, and she picks up the phone and says hello, and then the lights turn on.
Yeah, in the phone box.
Yeah, very clever, very simple, on the nose. Like it's very on the nose. This whole movie.
It is like a bit of a fairy tale.
Well, there definitely is a lot of fairy tale logic that runs through, I think, both movies. What really struck me watching Punch Drunk Love again, like you guys, I haven't seen it in 10, 15, maybe 20 years. But just seeing how you, as the audience, just go along with it because, you know, you're happy to. It's a little bit cozy, but I wouldn't call it a cozy movie.
No.
Because as you said, Sarah, like, I also found it deeply uncomfortable.
It's so stressful.
It reminds me a lot, actually, of a later Adam Sandler movie, Uncut Gems.
Yes,
where
funnily
you
enough,
you have these social situations. And you know these situations, right? These large family birthday parties where there's like, I don't know, 10 brothers-in-laws shaking your hand. And then it just gets ratcheted up slowly and slowly and slowly until something breaks.
Yeah.
And this movie is full of these things. And to see Adam Sandler lashing out and, you know, I mean, comedically, he is after all known for this stuff. But to do so in a way that seems a little bit more real is actually kind of frightening.
Yeah, it is.
Him trashing the toilet block in the restaurant and then coming out, it's like, sir, your hand is bleeding.
No, I didn't see, no, that wasn't me.
The devastation that I felt when he admits to his brother-in-law that he needs help.
Yeah.
But also like completely undercut by the fact he's like, I just start crying all the time, and then he starts crying and I'm laughing out loud. And then the sister comes in and did you get a therapist? Do you need a therapist, Barry?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I don't need a therapist. And it's in front of this young woman that, it's so devastating.
It is devastating. Look, you know, it's interesting you both say that you laugh, and I understand that people do, and that I didn't laugh at all the whole film, and I had seen it before, and I tell you for why. It's incredibly stressful and distressing, and also the frantic sound. The sound design is absolutely... It's like, I don't know, water torture, but honestly, they could use it at Gitmo or something because it is so relentless and stressful. And there's constant stress. Boom, boom, incessant sound. Goom, 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 goom,
Even
goom.
just piano notes, like ding, ding, ding,
all
ding, ding,
the time. And it never stops.
That's what draws me in. That's what I love about Magnolia, because I find when I haven't seen Magnolia in a long time
I haven't
now,
either, but I'd like to revisit it. I do like it.
But when I find with that film, I start watching it and I cannot stop
because
the way it's edited and the way the music and sound design works is you have to keep going because there is this propulsion throughout the movie. And I don't even remember if there are pause moments. I mean, I'm sure there is, but it's 3 hours long, that movie.
It is, but I think the portmanteau-ness of Magnolia, the interweaving stories, gives you tiny bits of respite, doesn't it? Because you can go, this is really stressful for this person, and then you'll go into another one. And even if the next person's story is stressful, I guess there's a breath there, isn't
it's
there?
the fish again, okay.
Yeah.
The fish?
Yeah, with the raining...
Weren't they frogs?
Sorry. Yeah, frogs.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
On the front, that's the ending, right?
Yes,
That's the big.
But yeah, there's always something. I don't know.
Sorry, I was thinking of Fargo, the
Yeah,
TV
yeah.
show.
I probably would have
Fish and
stopped.
Fargo.
I probably.
And I'm thinking of Watchmen with the squids. Sorry.
There's no
Sorry.
fish in Fargo.
In season 1 of the No Hawley show, there's a rain of fish.
Is there?
Yeah, and it leads
gosh.
to the death of one of the main characters. But, sorry, that's
Spoiler.
different avant-garde.
We just
director.
spoiled 3 texts
Yeah.
of raining animals.
Raining frogs aren't animals. Anyway, okay.
What?
Frogs aren't animals. I mean, sorry, fish aren't animals.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. They're not like mammals.
I didn't say mammals, I said
Okay, all
animals.
right.
We need to go back to kindergarten, Sarah. Fish are animals,
Yeah.
trees are plants.
Guys, I'm trying to talk about 2 complicated films. Hey, listen, can I just say, bringing us back, I think Adam Sandler's terrific, and there are lots of long takes with really solid acting as well, because the camera will just follow him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember when it came out, it was like a big deal that Adam Sandler can do this proper serious thing, which I think is tremendous. And in a way, that would have been a good mix with Uncut Gems, of course, as you say.
Yeah.
But
We always did that with Smashing Machine.
we
didn't
did, which is another film about somebody, in this case, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah.
Which I thought it was a terrific film, and his performance was amazing.
Right.
So that was another example of somebody who's known for being kind of a comedy or an action guy, getting to play really deeply, sadly serious.
I've written down Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind because I think about
Oh yeah, Jim
Carrey and Kate
Yeah.
Winslet with
Yeah.
Emily Watson of it all. And
Yep.
it just was a bit of a flavour of the times, wasn't it?
It was.
And the Spike Jones and PTAs of the day.
Abs-
And Michelle Connery.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So one obvious connection between this and dear old Leonardo is they both get bamboozled on the phone.
Yes.
Obviously. The sound design is actually really similar, and I know Johnny Greenwood did obviously started doing it from. When did Johnny Greenwood start doing?
Film stuff.
Specifically PTA's films.
Because
Was
John
it-
Bryan did.
did
Punch Drunk Love.
did Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah. Because the scores are very similar.
Yeah.
When I rewatched Punch Drunk Love, I was surprised at how similar the soundscape
Who,
actually
Yeah.
was.
who did There Will Be Blood? Was it?
Well, that was definitely Johnny Greenwood.
Okay.
So maybe that's when
That's-
he started.
Because that was the next film that Paul Thomas Anderson did.
Oh, okay. Well, that will be it then. So yeah, so he did There Will Be Blood, and then he's done them all subsequently.
John Bryan is a name that I'd forgotten about. Is he still working? I don't
know either.
Yeah.
But yeah, for One Battle After Another, the soundtrack and the soundscape is propulsive, man.
Yes.
Like it just and relentless. It never stops.
Yeah.
When there are short periods of quiet, it really strikes out. Like, oh, this is very, very different because
Yeah.
I've been entrained for the past hour to just be in this constant state of delusion and paranoia, just like Leo's character.
I had such a
Yeah.
good time in this film, and I think it reminded me of a lot of different movies. There was a lot of Children of Men in there, especially when he's with Benicio
Yes.
del Toro, and
Yes,
there's
yes,
a
yes.
long shots around there. I loved. I love the movie, but the ending for me, that sequence with the camera going up and down over the road
Yeah, I know.
hills, I was like, this is incredible.
Why has no one done that before?
I know.
So simple, but so wonderful.
And so immersive.
And then I was like, how's she going to get out of this? How's she going to get out of this? And then the kind of the trick of her stopping
so
the car.
smart.
It's simple.
It was
brilliant.
in front of us this whole time.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I like that little detail at the end where she is screaming the kind of directive at her dad.
Yes, yes.
And because she's so in the throes of adrenaline.
Yeah.
There's some nice moments that are peppered through, really big moments in this movie as well.
Yeah.
But structurally, it's interesting. I think I loved it, but my one criticism would be the letter at the end from the mum. And I know why they did it, because they needed to bring the mum back in at some... I thought she was going to meet them at some point. Because I was thinking, you can't have this huge character at the start that doesn't die and her not come back into it. I like the subtlety of a letter, but I just found it a little bit like, happy endings. Let's wrap it all up.
The ending is very tonally discordant from the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
How it's like, yep, we're running the new resistance now, and it just seemed very, very tidy for the film that came before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really understand why they needed Killjoy to survive and then be killed again in the
I think it's
building.
just to show how much of a loser he is, right?
Oh,
Like-
not Lockjaw.
Lockjaw, sorry, not
Oh,
what I say.
Lockjaw.
Because
Okay.
Killjaw.
Yeah.
Killjoy is from Apocalypse Now.
Oh,
isn't it?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you see, he knows that Tony Goldwyn, bless his heart, is out to kill him, right? So he knows that the Christmas Adventurers Club,
Yes.
which is such a funny, I don't know the whole thing.
Such a funny name. Saint Nick.
Yeah.
Saint
Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's when the movie veers off into full cartoon.
absolutely.
And I actually, I don't think Sean Penn is subtle at all. Like, he is
No.
a cartoon man walking in a cartoon way.
Yes.
And
Like the
it
Terminator.
works.
Like Robert Patrick in the Terminator.
Yeah.
Except kind of sad and
Yeah.
extremely goofy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
I wrote
yeah.
that he's the unsympathetic, pathetic antagonist with the
Yeah.
gait of a socially inept misanthrope. And
Wow.
the gravelly voice of Nick Nolte.
Nice.
Because did you notice? He did. He totally...
He did the-
He's
yeah.
transformative.
And does he sort of lick his lips or something? What does he do? He does something with his lips the whole time.
I don't know, but his hair is awkward.
I kept forgetting that it was him.
Yeah,
I was,
me too.
I just
Me
was
too.
like, this is... And it's so nice to see Sean Penn. I haven't seen
Yeah.
him for ages. Hasn't
And
done
isn't that
anything.
wonderful when an actor, we've talked about this before, when, Jason Bateman always looks like Jason Bateman, although he does play different characters. But isn't it extraordinary that Sean Penn can just disappear into
Yeah.
this? And he does disappear. There's no way real life Sean Penn would... did you see him in the Charlie Sheen documentary?
No.
So that was the first time I've seen him in a long time, being himself, talking to camera. And he's tough and he's smoking and he's gravelly and he's wrinkled and he looks very, very weathered and worn. But in this, there's no way Sean Penn would ever be anything like this character. And the
yeah.
fact that he just goes full pelt into, as I say, a unsympathetic, pathetic antagonist is so impressive.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll be nominated.
Do you know, I have to say as well, what I so appreciate about Leo as well is that, and I feel this with all of his films.
Yeah.
His stardom doesn't overpower the story.
No.
I don't know how he does that, but
Yeah.
like in this one, he's kind of a part of the ensemble. Like he's not.
He's not in it that much.
Yeah, and when he is, he's not chewing the scenery.
No.
He's doing his job, and he's just brilliant.
I think Leo's tremendous. I think you're absolutely right. You nail exactly what he's able to do. And given that he's not a big fellow, but he is tall, he's always looked younger than he is. I wonder if that helps, if it gives him a vulnerability. But he's not showy. Is he, Leo? Obviously in Wolf of Wall Street and, when he's
he's
playing...
he's a little bit showy. I think in
But I
this
don't
he's
think
a little bit showy.
You
as
do?
well. Yeah. Kind of his acting of paranoia and the whole...
I see what you're saying. Sure.
Thank you, Sensei. Thank you.
But that's
like...
fun. Like you want, I don't know, like he knows when to dial it up when it matters, and like I don't ever feel like that's not earned. And you need charisma. He's
And that's
got
his
charisma,
vulnerability, though,
right.
isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
he's if it's showy at all, it's not showy as in, but I'm letting you know that Leo would never be this much of a loser.
in a worse
he's good
actor's
at being a loser.
and in a worse actor's hands, or not a worse actor, but you know what I mean. Someone who's not as talented as him.
Yeah.
All that shoutiness would just be shouty and garish, and
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
not. It's really. I just feel so at ease with all of the actors in this. I thought the young woman who plays the daughter, what's her name?
She's going to be a
Chase-
star.
Chase
like,
Infiniti.
She's so good.
She's so subtle, isn't
Yeah.
she?
She was wonderful, and I thought Teyana Taylor, who played Perfidia Beverly Hills, she was the right level of huge because she needed to be massive.
Yeah.
And because she had to, the complexities of that character, we had to understand why she would be attracted to both Leonardo DiCaprio and Sean Penn's characters.
Yeah.
And why she needed to leave, and it was really well painted in the first act of the film, I thought.
Yeah.
The film completely exceeded my expectations. I'd watched the trailer, and right from the get-go, I took against the film. I hated the first trailer.
Yeah.
I thought, this is really going to annoy me.
The
I
trailer
thought,
that ends with, thank you, Sensei.
yeah,
Thank you."
exactly. And
They
I thought...
play up the guns and things.
Yeah.
They really play up the
and the stupidity. And I thought Leo's overacting, and this is going to be incredibly annoying. And then the second trailer, I don't remember the specifics of what helped, but it was less annoying, and I went, But I went into this with when I say not low expectations, because I don't think PTA is a bad filmmaker. And Inherent Vice, interestingly, which is the only other Pynchon novel that he has adapted, I hated.
Yeah.
Unconditionally. So
did not like.
no,
I didn't finish it.
I saw it in
feel like
Los
I need-
Angeles.
at the Chinese theatre. What's it called?
No,
Man,
but I saw it in one of the cinemas there that's got a slightly curved screen
okay.
or something. And we'd just seen Adam Scott just walking around LA. So it's kind of a time. But I hated the film.
I need to watch it again because I
No,
love all
you
the...
don't.
Well, I just... Because I want to be able to say I've seen all of his movies, and I want to see Phantom Thread and
Phantom Thread is...
Pizza.
Phantom Thread is 5 stars of incredibleness.
I'm going to push my way through Inherent Vice, I think. Because, I don't know, like, I want to understand what the heck he was trying to do.
You don't have to, because it was a Pynchon novel, and it's not therefore pure PTA. I honestly don't think you need to.
This was brilliant.
Yeah, no, true, but I'm just saying, you don't have to. Whereas Phantom Thread, you do.
Yeah.
And Licorice Pizza, you do just cause, even though I didn't love it.
It's alright.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But,
One of the Heim girls shows up.
yeah.
yes, she does.
that's right.
But you see, she's got rid of really early on. So I thought it was interesting that is Chiwetel Ejiofor in this or something?
No,
There's
No,
someone...
that's very Children of Men.
Yes, that's Children of Men,
He's-
you're
isn't
right.
it?
But there's other people in this, and I was like, oh man, they didn't last long. But
They must have been there for Paul Thomas Anderson, I think. I
Yeah.
love that sequence when they do storm the bank because it has this Tarantino bombast about it.
Yeah.
And she's walking along. What's her character's name? It's called like
Perfidia Beverly
no,
Hills?
the one with the beautiful long braids.
Oh, Chase Willis?
What's her character's name? It's called like Jungle Pussy or something.
yeah.
But she walks in and she has it's just this incredible set piece.
Yeah.
And then it collapses so quickly
Yeah.
into that incredible chase sequence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Through the city where Perfidia
See,
gets arrested.
That reminds me of Michael Mann's Heat.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say Heat, and then of course, what's it called, The Dark Knight,
Exactly.
which draws off Heat
Of
so
Heat,
much.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, this feels like a Coen Brothers film.
A little bit.
I feel lots of references. Coen Brothers, all the ones we've mentioned. Tarantino, Alfonso Cuarón,
Yes.
PTA, obviously. The ending is very Western, right? Within
Yes.
the desert. And
Yep.
Yep.
There were some shots that were like, oh, that's something out of Breaking Bad.
That's what I
Like-
thought, Breaking Bad. I thought that as well.
Some of those, those establishing shots of the desert is like, this is Breaking Bad's bread and butter.
Yeah.
That's alliteration.
I loved the low-key guy who plays the real assassin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was great.
Can't remember the
From the
actor's
Christmas
name.
blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Club.
Oh, is it Tony Goldwyn? Or
No, not
the bounty hunter.
The bounty
You're
hunter.
right.
He's
so
really
good.
scary,
Yeah.
and he just looks like someone's dad or someone's
And
uncle.
when the heel turn happens, like, you understand everything you need to know. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, like, no dialogue. The storytelling is good enough for you as the audience to follow everything up to that point, and it doesn't feel forced, which is amazing. Because he doesn't. I don't think he said. Oh, he says like, I don't kill kids, and yeah.
Oh,
that's
guy.
all you need
Oh,
to
do you
know.
mean that guy? Not
Yeah.
you mean the one that decides to change his mind and save her, or do you mean the one that flips the car? Who are we talking about?
I mean the one who flips the car.
Oh,
Don't I?
That's what I thought you meant.
I
But
mean-
you're talking
oh.
about the guy that takes
oh,
her.
right. Okay, so different guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Also equally as good.
No, I mean the actual guy
Like
with
James
the guns.
Bondy style. Yeah, yeah,
Who,
yeah,
But he seems like just a low-key kind of like assassin.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then there is that other one as well who
Yes.
who makes the choice to change, and it saves your life, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone
Oh
else
yeah,
dies.
yeah. It's quite complex emotionally.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you know that PTA has 11 unsung Academy Award nominations?
Yeah, I did see that. He's not won, has he?
I think he might have won for a script, but he might not have actually.
I don't think he has because I looked this up and I
yeah.
thought that is
11 noms,
that's
and
like a Kubrick kind of Hitchcock situation, isn't it?
and I do think this will be his year, as in next year. I do think it will be. Because,
Thomas Anderson.
and please can they not just
you're
give
right.
him
He's
the
nominated
screenplay?
for 11 Academy Awards, and I believe Punch Drunk Love is the only one that didn't receive any noms because and Hard Eight. But you've got Boogie Nights was nominated for Best Writing, Magnolia Best Writing, There Will Be Blood got Writing, Directing, and Picture of the Year. I think suitably so. Is that all it got? Oh, that's all he got.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
because then, no, Daniel Day-Lewis will have got
True, it would have won. And then Inherent Vice was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Oh my gosh.
Phantom Thread was Directing and Picture of the Year.
See, I hope...
Licorice Pizza was Screenplay, Directing and Picture of the Year.
Well,
so
I
he's got a good
think
track
that's
record.
stupid. I think Licorice Pizza is nowhere near Best Picture. It's
Wait,
ludicrous.
There Will Be Blood lost against No Country for Old Men, right?
I think so.
That's
That was a
tricky.
big year.
Yeah.
What was
A duo. Like,
Yeah.
And both westerns. But
Yeah.
There Will Be Blood. I remember to go to the cinema to see that with my dad. He wasn't as enamored as I was, but I remember just being absolutely blown away.
So
by
was
him.
I.
Yeah.
I just was like, this is what a work of art.
I
I still
went by-
think it's probably his best film, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went by myself on a Valentine's Day, and I was completely enthralled, and I wouldn't have thought it was my kind of thing, you know.
Okay, so this is the year. This was back when they had 5 nominees. This is a good year, I think. So There Will Be Blood, Michael Clayton, Juno, Atonement, and No Country for Old Men. I love all those movies.
that's a tough year, but I wouldn't have given it to Juno or
Michael Clayton.
Michael Clayton.
No, Michael Clayton is like one of my favorite movies.
It's so good.
Yeah,
movie
but I
rules.
think it rules on the script more than it does in the direction.
And as much as who's the guy who did Atonement? Who's
Joe Wright.
As much as his films can make me groan sometimes, I loved Atonement.
That was a spectacle, and that was
Yeah.
more
Really
like
good.
when Best Pictures were spectacular,
yeah.
you know.
Do you think they should go back to 5, not 10?
Yes.
It's a little bit like just everybody's involved.
Oh, it's like, do you have any nominations? Okay, great. If you've already got nominations, we'll put you for Best Picture.
I think One Battle After Another has a really good chance of
yeah.
winning Best Picture so far. Like, is there much up for sort of contention that that's coming?
Oh, there will be. There will be blood. No, there will. Yeah, no, there will be.
Yeah.
And I went 4.5.
Avatar.
Oh, shut up.
I can't wait. Not for Best Picture.
Oh, gosh.
I love the Avatar
I
films.
just don't even. I mean, they'll probably blimmin' try with Wicked Part 2 or something
Well,
like that.
don't even start. I mean, you know where I fall on the Wicked
Look, I think
spectrum.
Wicked Part 2 is going to be way more fun for me than Wicked Part 1.
It's a devastating story. I'm just warning you.
But I think there's going to be more happening and I'm going to like it more. And plus, I do really like Jonathan Bailey.
And also, all the Wizard of Oz stuff comes into this
Yeah.
one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we're not here to talk about Wicked. We're here to talk about 2 Wicked films.
Hey. Speaking of, sorry, this is going back a little bit.
Yeah,
but
do.
Speaking of Michael Clayton,
We're not talking. Okay.
this movie, One Battle After Another, gave me some serious Tony Gilroy vibes as well.
Yeah,
Especially since Andor season 2 has just aired, and there's some heavy thematic connections about anti-fascism, about resistance, about the futility of resistance.
Yeah.
That whole scene where Lockjaw just calls in an instigator to throw a Molotov and kick the whole thing off. That's like ripped straight out of Andor. It's even shot like Andor.
Yeah.
I think there is some sort of. I mean, of course there is, right? Because of what's happening in the US.
Well, in the world.
And
It's the world, right? We're
but
all
like
feeling it.
this kind of narrative that's become more and more common of fascism and anti-fascism and kind of this war that's no longer in the shadows, like it's out and spilling onto the streets.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed as well that this film, it felt like a Beta Meinhof kind of narrative, or it didn't. It was complicated, right? The resistance were complicated, and it kind of.
I love
this-
Comrade Josh.
Which was he the one that?
He's the guy on the phone.
You wouldn't give him.
Yeah, like he didn't know the right words to say.
Yeah.
And the reveal of the time was so funny. It's
Yeah.
like, time does not matter.
Yeah, it's so good, and I just think that was really, that's when a film moves itself away from being preachy. It's like,
Right.
let's just set our story in a world that comments on these things.
Yeah.
Can I say as well, like the Western connections?
Yeah.
I loved the shots of the nuns and when Willa is in the church in the chapel, and I just was like, oh man, I love a good Western, like
Very
beautifully
cool
shot, and
too.
Very
Well, just-
cinematic and
lots of old school films.
I wanted more from The Nunnery, I think. It seemed like they could have had a lot more story there, but anyway, they moved along.
And Regina Hall, like,
Yeah.
not being like, "Hi, Cindy."
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was 2 hours 40 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So, I
yeah.
think it's enough. Punch Drunk Love was mercifully short at 2 hours.
Yeah.
No,
no,
90
30.
minutes.
1 hour
90.
30.
Yeah,
93
90 minutes,
minutes.
which is thrilling for me.
is- And it's just right. It doesn't overstay its welcome.
No.
It does exactly what it says in the
I
book.
don't feel that One Battle After... See, that was a real plus for me, is that One Battle didn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah,
It
I
felt
agree.
like all the
Yeah.
bits were transportative and off we go.
So kind of going way back now.
Yeah.
I was going to say why, in my opinion, why Lockjaw goes back to the Christmas Adventurers Club is it just underlines how desperate of a loser he is. He knows that they tried to kill him, but he goes back anyway, and he's had his facial surgery, and he wants it so badly that it just and he dies in the saddest little way with a smile on his face.
I guess it's that commentary that, if we're going to get political, it's like these people that profess to having your back and giving you opportunities ultimately are not going to provide you that opportunity, right?
Yeah.
And I think we can see that with lots of different political situations,
Yeah.
which I think is probably a similar narrative to what's going on for Leo and Willa as well. Like they're not very safe, and there's fractions in their faction, and it's a nice little. I think that's what I loved about it, is that all politics aside, it's the Finding Nemo narrative.
Yeah.
I said in our chat, I was almost like, do we pair it with Finding Nemo? Because
Yeah.
it's effectively Marlin learning to let his son have some room.
Yeah.
And in this one, it's also the young Nemo or the young Willa learning that actually Dad knows what he's talking about, even if sometimes it feels like he's sort of shutting me in.
It's also two really great women in each film, sorry. So you've got Willa and you've got Emily Watson's
I
character.
thought you were going to say Ellen DeGeneres.
No, sorry.
Forgettable
Yes.
character.
I'm talking about in the films that we're discussing. You've got two kind of loser guys, both of them loving this woman or this girl unconditionally and deeply in that, and being accepted unconditionally and with love despite their flaws. Which is a lovely way.
Yeah.
Just to say, we haven't really discussed Vineland because none of us has read it, but the Pynchon novel from which One Battle is taken is obviously a political satire as well. I believe 1991 and set in the Reagan era. So, we probably look back at the Reagan era and go, those were the good old days.
No, I don't know. I mean,
Well, maybe not, but you remember how we've said that you look back at George W. Bush and you go, what a great president.
I don't know if people say that.
Seriously, when you watch his concession speech,
Yeah.
which you may have seen recently coming up on the socials, George W. Bush's concession speech to Obama is so gracious and intelligent and supportive and unlike anything we hear from that neck of the woods now. But anyway.
It's kind of why we're in this mess. But
Yeah.
I think one thing I will say as well about One Battle After Another, I think the title is terrible.
Yeah.
I actually kept forgetting what it was called for the first week.
We're
of
not
trying
good,
to tell
are we,
people.
with lots of words in a title
But I just
as a
think-
podcast?
Don't worry, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
What was that?
Don't worry, darling.
Do we call it Don't Worry Baby?
Well,
I
I
think we did.
called it everything it wasn't.
Don't worry, baby.
Yeah.
Was that the terrible one with Harry Styles and Florence
Yeah.
Pugh?
Yeah, that I liked.
Anyway,
Anyway.
One Battle After Another, I don't think it's a great title. I think Punch Drunk Love is brilliant because it's
Yes.
a saying, we know what we're talking about,
Yeah.
and it's just such
And
a
it's
great.
It's just vibey. Right?
Yeah.
The thing about Punch Drunk Love that we haven't really mentioned
Is the colour? Oh, no, okay.
The colour is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love how they shoot Hawaii, which
Oh.
I've never seen Hawaii depicted like this.
Oh,
where
gorgeous.
You kind of have this never-ending sunset, but it's not gaudy. It's just this dull sunset, and it's warm, and they're in the middle of a real Japanese Matsuri festival or something like that, and it's a real street parade. They just happen to be filming.
I reckon,
that.
they must have. It must have been actually happening.
And it's such a good vibe. And just all the little kind of the features that make this film sing. His massive subplot about pudding,
Which apparently was real. It was based on a real narrative.
And so I read they had to get permission from the guy and also from the pudding company in order to portray this on screen.
Yeah.
I mean, they must have changed it by that point, right?
Oh, yeah.
What, the promotion?
Yeah.
Otherwise the film would come out and everyone's buying airpoints.
I have to wait 5 to 6 weeks. Was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
6
yeah.
whatever it was, yeah. All right, final thoughts. What do we reckon?
Well, I'm married to a big PTA fan who's... we used to have Punch Drunk Love, the poster, above our marital bed because it is a beautiful poster and it goes with the decor of the boudoir. But it is not my favourite PTA film by any stretch. And yet Emily Watson used to be one of my favourite actresses. So it's not really on those it's not really on technical grounds. It's more just that I find it unrelentingly stressful and I don't need to put myself through that. One Battle, as I've said, I went in expecting less because Licorice Pizza was meh, and I hated the trailer, and loved it. And I'm really glad because the whole world is loving One Battle After Another, let's be honest. And so speaking for myself personally, it's quite nice to be on the same side as possibly the Academy come next February or March or whatever.
Nice. I was very, very happy to revisit Punch Drunk Love. Again, I enjoyed it. Like you guys, or like you did, Jeremy, back in the day. But going back, it's like this movie is actually firing on all cylinders for me. Like everything about it, the cinematography, dang,
Yeah.
I love how PTA uses foreground, background elements in both movies. There's always interesting stuff happening in the background that might not be extremely pertinent to the plot that's happening in the foreground with our main characters, but it adds flavor and color and texture.
That's a great observation. That's true.
Then sometimes it bleeds in, right? Like in One Battle After Another in the Nunnery, where you see the soldiers and then they boom. Oh, so good. And yeah, in Punch Drunk Love, you see that in spades. Everything that Luis Guzman is doing in the novelty toilet plunger warehouse is just, it's so good. And I think that's what makes the movie a comedy, right? Rather than a really, really stressful romantic drama. And then, of course, it being really short and snappy, and it's all good.
Do you think that was a pre-planned joke, the smashing of the, it's Unbreakable smash? I wouldn't put it past Adam Sandler to have done that on the spot. When he goes, these toilet handles are unbreakable, smash, the stuff goes everywhere.
Or maybe the film did it, you know what I mean, that they said, what we're going to do is give him one that will
Set
smash.
him up.
And then, because he's an improviser,
Yeah.
and it will help him, and he's in character, looking awkward, and then, we're actually still,
it's
so brilliantly done. Yeah.
And then when he goes back into the office and you see Luis Guzman getting out a new batch and testing them in the background.
That's marvellous.
And then One Battle After Another, I originally thought, wouldn't it be cool if for this episode we did Tron Ares and the original Tron? It's like, surely that's going to light the world on fire.
No, apparently not.
Still liked those movies, liked it quite a bit, but I'm very, very happy to see this one and to talk to you guys about it because, as you say, it's captured the zeitgeist in a way that's not super common with PTA movies. I have quibbles about the ending. I just think it's too tidy, and it wasn't super satisfying to me, especially after that massive crescendo with the bounty hunter and the car chase and all that stuff. The ending just felt a little pat, but that's just nitpicking.
That felt very Coen Brothers to me.
Yes.
So which I'm fine with because you know me, I like those kind of tied up endings. But
everything about it I think works for me. The acting is fantastic. It's a beautiful movie. I can just list off shots. The shot of the soldiers in the helicopter as it banks. Like, you just don't see images like this. No. And it's such an easy idea just to lock off your camera. But again, these people have an eye for such things, and it's a wonderful experience.
I fully agree, and I fully agree about the ending. I've already sort of said that. I do think the film could have just ended with the hug between the daughter and the father, but it's fine. It's all good. So they wanted to carry on, and for some people, that would have been an important coda to see the outcomes of these characters. And I do think they needed to bring the mother back in some way, shape, or form. So, hey, Letter is okay. I think that there is just this sense of joy and play and fun, whilst also extremely aware of the vision that's been put together in both films. I think that's the strength of Paul Thomas Anderson. He knows what he's doing with cinema, and I think it's a joy to go to his films. And I think, whilst Inherent Vice kind of broke me for a bit, I guess it also reset my expectations with him so that I could go into one of his movies and just take it at face value, enjoy it.
Because you don't know what you're going to get.
It could be Inherent Vice, or it could be There Will Be Blood. So I really loved One Battle After Another. I thought the acting was just superb. I thought the set pieces, cinematography, all the things you've said were just why I want to go to the movies.
Yeah.
And then Punch Drunk Love was lovely to return to. Very much of its time.
Isn't it?
You know, and
the
I
costumes and the hair.
Yeah.
And the grading, was there sort of colour grading? Or at least the way they've shot it anyway.
It's so 2002.
Yeah.
Hey,
but I mean, I didn't mind that. And I thought Adam Sandler, it was just nice to see him performing. It was nice to see him performing to this level. I really loved the actress who plays the sister. She's from 24.
She's from Marilyn Rescue.
Yeah, she's great.
Marvelous.
I thought, oh, right, I missed 24.
Yeah, and she's so deadpan and just so naturalistically like an irritating big sister,
but
baiting
clearly
big sister.
she's the one that's closest to him.
Yeah.
And they have this friendship, you know. So I really enjoyed the film. I really enjoyed revisiting it, and I'm really glad that we pivoted into PTA territory. I think this is our first Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah.
Is
film
it?
set.
I think so.
Have we never done any?
I don't think we've done
What
Boogie
are we
Nights.
playing at?
Magnolia.
Oh no, we must have done it with Boogie Nights.
No.
No.
Oh.
I don't think we've ever talked about him.
I think you'll find that this was my idea as well. So as much as I'm like, I don't like Punch Drunk Love and I wish I hadn't had to watch it, I sat there going, this was your idea, Sarah.
Well, I would have suggested There Will Be Blood or Magnolia, just because I think for me, Magnolia is peak PTA as well. I think that's just a wonderful film. And so it was, as depressing as all the characters are, there is this celebration of life that, you know, kind of gets released, shall we say, at the end in the most ironic way.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Cinema in Context. If you enjoyed our discussion, please recommend us to your film-loving friends. You can listen to Cinema in Context on SoundCloud, Spotify, and where all good podcasts can be found. You can also follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, which are great places to let us know what you thought of this episode, as well as give us suggestions for future films to discuss and compare. Look out for our next episode in a month's time, and until then,
Nohora mai!